foreign ministers, including the Foreign Minister and Deputy Prime Minister of Jordan, Ayman Safadi, who joins us now. Minister, you came here, like many others, hoping that the gaps could be closed at those talks in Paris to bring about a hostage, a prisoner swap, and a truce. Are you leaving Munich feeling that that possibility is even further away?
Unfortunately, things remain very, very complicated, and the Israeli delegation decided to walk away from the negotiations over the hostages, thus deny the whole region the opportunity to get to 42, 45 days of calm, which then would have allowed all of us to come more forcefully with political proposals that would end this catastrophe, stop the killing of civilians, and put the region on a real path towards peace and security.
But Israel says, but Prime Minister Netanyahu said Hamas's demands were, in his words, delusional, that Hamas is asking for too much, including too many prisoners, for East hostages, wanting a permanent ceasefire. Does Hamas have to do more?
That's why people have negotiations. I mean, people sit and negotiate, but you just do not walk out from negotiations. Proposals are made for people to discuss, and there's a lot of people who are trying very, very hard to get a deal. So when you walk out of negotiations, the message is you're not interested and you want to continue with the path. And unfortunately, this seems to be the course in which Netanyahu is determined to continue. More killing, more destruction, more suffering, and that is not helping Israel, that's not helping the Palestinians, that's not helping the whole world. The reality of the situation now is that Palestinians are not just dying from bullets, they're dying from hunger, they're dying from starvation. We have a hospital in Gaza where children are dying from heart attacks.
Like today in Nasser Hospital, the WHO is warning that it's out of operation.
So this is just madness. It has to stop, and Israel has got to listen to even its allies. I mean, when the whole world is telling Israel, go for a ceasefire. The whole world is telling Israel, allow for humanitarian supplies to come in. Even President Biden is saying the only way forward is the two-state solution. And Netanyahu is defying all of that. So how long can he get away with that? And as long as there are no consequences for what he's doing, the facts are he's going to continue and therefore push the region further into the abyss. And at least Ramadan is around the corner.
So do you think there's a possibility there will be a deal before Ramadan, with the holy month of fasting, which begins in next month?
This war has to stop. It has to stop
but
now.
Is there any possibility? Are the talks continuing, or are they
again,
over?
Israel needs to re-engage in negotiations, and Israel needs to indicate that it's willing to stop its massacre of innocent Palestinians, so that we can all come together and create a future of peace that will guarantee the security of Palestinians and Israelis and everybody else. The question is, the whole world right now is saying the two-state solution is the only path forward. And Netanyahu is saying no. So is it the future of Netanyahu, or is it the future of the Middle East, including Israel? I think it's time that the world made some tough decisions. Whoever is responsible for denying the peoples of the region, including Israelis, their right to live in peace must be held accountable. Right now, all of us in the Arab world are saying we want the war to stop, we want humanitarian supplies to come in, and then we want to have a once and for all solution that will guarantee peace and security for everybody, including Israelis. Israeli government is not engaging, and that's where the focus must be.
What are we hearing from the United States? They are also criticizing Israel more in public now and in private, although they still defend Israel's right to exist. They're not calling for a ceasefire because they too want, in Israel's words, to destroy Hamas.
Nobody is questioning Israel's right to exist. What Netanyahu is doing is putting the whole region on a path towards more war and destruction.
Is there any way to avoid a ground operation by the Israelis in Rafah, the last southern town in the Strip?
What will the operation in Rafah achieve other than the killing of more Palestinians? We've been into the
Israel
war for 4 months.
Well, Israel says it will destroy the last brigades of Hamas.
And four months into the war, who were the biggest victims? Civilians. 70% of the 30,000 killed are women and children. War is not going to produce the answer. The answer is for the guns go silent and for all of us to come around a political plan that should start from the end game, which the whole world knows what that is, which is a Palestinian state on the land of Palestine, 1967 4 June lines with East Jerusalem as capital, and then we move forward. But right now, I think you have the whole world saying war is not the answer, and you have an Israeli government that is continuing with this war, disregarding what everybody else is saying and dragging us all into the abyss of what could be a serious escalation if we go into Ramadan with those circumstances. And the West Bank is a powder keg waiting to explode, and if that explodes, it's game over. And that's where you see regional escalation in a much more devastating manner. So again, the question is, Will the world continue to allow Netanyahu to do whatever he wants, or will it say enough killing, enough destruction, enough hatred, and put us on a path towards peace?
Ayman Safadi, Foreign Minister of Jordan, thank you very much. You're joining us. Very bleak assessment there as the war grinds on in